Asia is quickly becoming a top choice for retirees. Whether you fancy Thailand's tropical beaches, Singapore's high-tech city, or peaceful mountain retreats in the Himalayas, Asia has something for everyone. But before packing your bags and moving to Asia, you might have some questions. How's the healthcare there? What are the visa requirements? And how hard is it really to learn the language? Well, I will be answering all of those questions and more in this video as we cover the top 8 places to retire in Asia. Up first on our list is Bali, Indonesia, and this is an island that attracts a lot of people for its low cost of living and natural beauty. You can live comfortably in Bali for $1,500 to $2,000 per month. When it comes to housing, a homestay starts at $300 per month, but you can get a 2 or 3 bedroom villa from $700 to $1,500 per month, depending on the location and quality. As for the food, Bali is known for its delicious and affordable local dishes. You can enjoy nasi goreng, a popular Indonesian fried rice dish, or mie goreng, stir-fried noodles for just $1 or $2 at a small warung. If you prefer Western-style dining, then there are a lot of cafes, bars, and restaurants to choose from where you'll definitely pay a bit more, anywhere from $5 to $15 on average, but that same type of meal could go for $25 to $50 back in places such as the United States and Canada. When it comes to healthcare, there are a lot of international standard hospitals like the Bali International Medical Center and the Bali Royal Hospital in Denpasar. A hospital check there can cost you around $30 US, and a specialized doctor's consultation ranges from $20 to $50. To live in Bali, you'll need a visa, and the Indonesian government has made it quite easy and straightforward for retirees to move there. If you're 55 and older, you can apply for the Retirement KITAS visa. To qualify, you'll need to show proof of pension of around $1,500 per month, have health insurance, and rent somewhere for at least a year. The visa is renewable every year, and after 5 years, you can even apply for permanent residency. Bali's housing market is another draw if you're thinking about buying and not renting. In some of the more popular areas such as Seminyak and Canggu, you can find houses in the $250,000 to $300,000 range. But if you're looking in quieter regions, maybe along the west coast or the north coast, or even into the center of Bali, you can find villas starting at $100,000 to $125,000. It's not all sunshine and rainbows in Bali, however, as the infrastructure can be spotty in certain areas and during the rainy season, with some power outages common. Language barriers can also be an issue, although in Bali specifically, when it's compared to the rest of Indonesia, there are more people speaking English there due to tourism. Another thing to keep into consideration is the travel distances. So if you're moving to Bali from North America, South America, or Europe, and if you want to come back home to visit friends and family, then it's definitely a long flight. But if you're looking for a place to retire in the Asia Pacific region that is affordable and also offers a lot of fun things to do with peace and quiet, then Bali could be for you. Next up, we're heading to a destination that's both tropical yet developed, a place known for its stunning beaches, low cost, and all the amenities you need close by. Welcome to Cebu, the Queen City of the South. One of the biggest benefits to retiring in Cebu and the Philippines in general is how easy it is to settle in. Throughout the Philippines, there is a lot of American influence, people speak English there, and you'll also tend to meet a lot of other foreigners and expats. So this can make it feel like you're home away from home. The people are really friendly, and then when you add that to a low cost of living, it's really hard to beat. You can retire comfortably in Cebu on $1,000 to $1,500 a month. A 1-bedroom apartment in Cebu City usually costs around $500 per month, but an apartment outside of the city center will be a bit cheaper at around $300. Food costs in Cebu and the Philippines in general are typically a fraction of the price of what you would find in the US, Canada, and Europe. You can get a plate of food for a couple of dollars there and a nice meal from $5 to $20. If you want to go all out, example, then dining at a nicer restaurant could cost you $30, but for me, that's like lunch on Uber Eats here in the US. Healthcare in Cebu is also a pleasant surprise for many retirees. The city has several international standard hospitals, including Changhua Hospital and the Cebu Doctors University Hospital. Many doctors are trained in the US and speak excellent English, so language barriers typically aren't an issue. When it comes to visas, if you're looking to retire in the Philippines long term, the government offers a program called the Special Residence Retiree Visa, or SRRV visa, and this is one that you can qualify as young as 35 years old. Now, you will need to make a bank deposit depending on the category that you're applying under, but the monthly income requirements are actually quite low, starting at less than $1,000 per month. The best part about this visa is that it's permanent. It allows you to live in the Philippines indefinitely while coming in and out as many times as you want. One thing to keep in mind if you decide to retire to Cebu or really any island in the Philippines is that things might move a little bit slower than you're used to. It has that kind of laid back island vibe, but then again, if you're retiring in paradise, that might be exactly what you're looking for. Next on our list is Thailand's largest island, which has been welcoming tourists for decades, Phuket. Located in Southeast Asia, many people are drawn to live in Thailand for the peacefulness and low cost of living. If you're looking for something simple, a basic studio apartment can range from $220 to $470 per month. A two-bedroom typically costs between $470 and $940 per month. On average, you can expect to add another $50, $60, maybe up to $100 per month as your utilities in Thailand, especially if you're using a lot of air conditioning. The healthcare in Phuket is top-notch with facilities like the Bangkok Hospital Phuket and Phuket International Hospital offering high standards of care. A basic checkup here costs around $30, while seeing a specialist might set you back $30 to $60. When it comes to food in Phuket, you can opt for local street food like pad thai, the popular stir-fried noodle dish, or tom yum, hot and sour soup for just $2 or $3 per meal. But if you prefer dining at a mid-range or Western style restaurant, expect to pay about $5 to $15. Thailand offers a lot of different visa options if you would like to retire there. There are three main types: the long stay OA visa, which starts at 1 year, the OX visa, valid for 5 to 10 years, only available to some nationalities, and the Thai privilege visa, with options to stay in Thailand from 5 to 20 years. To qualify for one of Thailand's visas, you need to contribute a pretty hefty amount of income in either a lump sum deposit, and usually that in combination with a monthly income. You'll also need health insurance and a few other requirements. Phuket is such a large island with so much to offer. You have a lot of different microclimates, whether you're on the beach or in the center in the more temperate areas. There's also a lot of different vibes in the different towns there. So you've got a lot to choose from, but on the downside, because it is so big, having a car is recommended. It can be pretty expensive for taxis there, so consider that if you want to be able to get around easy. It's not as compact as some other places such as Chiang Mai or as well connected as places like Bangkok. The beaches can also be a bit hot, but you also have a little bit cooler climate in some of the hills and mountains in the interior. But over there, the infrastructure can be a little bit fragile with power outages from time to time. That said, Phuket's mix of beautiful beaches, affordable living, and great healthcare make it a strong contender for your retirement destination. Traveling to Asia can be intimidating if you don't know the local language. Fortunately, Rosetta Stone has your back. Rosetta can help you get conversational or even fluent in languages such as Mandarin, Korean, and Japanese. A favorite feature of mine is their on-demand videos, where you can dive deeper into the concepts and scenarios that make up everyday life in different cultures. The downloadable audio companion is also very helpful, so you can practice your pronunciation, vocabulary, and conversations on the go. You can get access to all of these languages and more through the website or the app. Try Rosetta Stone today using the link below this video and get more than 60% off lifetime access to all languages. Or if you just want to learn a single language, then you can get more than 50% off. Use the link below or scan this QR code right here to start learning a new language now. And thanks again to Rosetta Stone for partnering with me on this video. Next up, we're heading somewhere that typically isn't on your retirement radar. Known as the City of Lakes or the Venice of the East, this city in India is Udaipur and is filled with palaces, temples, and beautiful lakes. Last year, I was on the Nomad cruise, which was a cruise ship filled with upwards of 500 digital nomads and remote workers, and I met a couple from Germany who told me that this was one of their favorite places to live in the world. And now that I've researched it a bit more, I know why. First, in India, you have an incredibly low cost of living compared to a lot of other countries that you might be moving from. This is one of those places where you can live for $1,000 per month or less, and you can find rent prices from $200 to $300 per month and up. There's also amazing food if you're a fan of Indian food, where you can get local meals and street food for as low as $1, $2, $3 per meal, but also dining in nicer restaurants could run you up to $5, $15 or more depending on where you're going, what you're ordering, how much you're drinking, but you can definitely keep a low budget here. The weather can be quite hot and humid here from April to June, so the best time to enjoy this area is from October to March, when temperatures are cooler and more comfortable. But if you're going to be retiring here and living here year-round, then the hot climate is something to definitely consider. Healthcare in Udaipur is okay, but certainly not up to the standards that you might be used to. The good news is that it is quite affordable. You can get a checkup from $20 or $30, and some of the hospitals to check out include Fortis Hospital, but for specialized care, you might want to travel to nearby cities like Jaipur or Delhi, which are a few hours away by train or plane. When it comes to visas, you can use the tourist visa that gives you up to 180 days to stay in the country. But if you have any Indian heritage, then you can also apply for the Overseas Citizens of India visa, which will let you live there long term. Next up, we're headed to Malaysia. And if you're a foodie or a history and culture lover, then you'll definitely want to pay attention to this one. Penang, Malaysia is known for its scenic beaches and old world charm. The capital of Georgetown is UNESCO World Heritage Site, and the food here is mind-blowing. If you love local cuisine like Malay, Chinese, or Indian, Penang is a paradise for your taste buds and your wallet. Here, you can grab a delicious bowl of stir-fried rice noodles at a hawker stall for as little as $1. And if you want to treat yourself to a sit-down meal at a local restaurant, expect to pay about $5 or $6 per person. Even Western-style meals at places like the Straits Quay or Gurney Plaza will cost around $15, still a bargain compared to the US. Like all of the places on our list today, living in Malaysia is affordable. You can find rent prices starting at $350 to $500 per month plus utilities. Healthcare in Malaysia is another draw, with world-class hospitals in major parts of the country. Hospitals like Gleneagles and different specialist centers offer excellent care, and a first-time doctor or specialist visit is usually between $15 to $40. For visas, the Malaysia My Second Home visa was specifically designed to attract foreigners and foreign retirees. There have been a few changes to this visa in recent years, and now they have different tiers, so silver, gold, and platinum. With this visa, you no longer have to prove a monthly income, but you will need to make a deposit in a bank there or buy property, and this visa is good for 5 to 20 years, depending on which category you apply under. You can retire abroad on the beautiful island of Penang on a comfortable budget of $1,500 to $2,000. Next on our list is Osaka, Japan. And Japan is a country that has a reputation for being pricey, but this is mostly because of high rent prices in certain areas of Tokyo. But I was actually surprised when I went to Japan to find that the cost of living is pretty reasonable throughout most of the country, unless you're in those expensive Tokyo neighborhoods. In Osaka, you can live comfortably on $2,000 to $2,500 per month, including rent. A one-bedroom apartment in the city center starts at $650, and monthly utilities are about $100 to $110. The food scene in Osaka, and really most of Japan, is a major draw when it comes to living here. Known as the nation's kitchen for a reason, Osaka offers everything from bustling street food stalls to Michelin-starred restaurants. You can enjoy local favorites here like okonomiyaki, a Japanese pancake made with flour, eggs, shredded cabbage, and ingredients like meat, seafood, or cheese for just $5 or $10. I definitely recommend trying okonomiyaki if you move to Japan. It is a culturally important dish, and when I was in Hiroshima a few years ago, one of my best memories was eating a Japanese pancake there and just a local watering hole attempting to speak Japanese with the locals. There's also plenty to do in Osaka. You can explore Osaka Castle, take day trips to Kyoto or Nara, or enjoy the nightlife in Dotonbori. Plus, the city is well connected to the rest of Japan by bullet train with the Kansai International Airport nearby. Healthcare in Japan is world-renowned, and Osaka is no exception. Now, while language barriers can be an issue throughout all of Japan, usually you can find English-speaking doctors at hospitals and also other medical centers and private offices. I once had a ski injury in Japan where I pulled some ligaments in my hand and my wrist, and my physical therapists were actually from Australia, and then the doctor that I went to see was Japanese, but he spoke English as well as many people on his staff. Regarding visas, Japan doesn't have a specific retirement visa, but many retirees use options like the long-term resident visa, spouse visa, or business investor visas if you plan to start a small business. Japan's visa processes can be slightly more complex than the other countries on our list today, but if you want help moving there or anywhere in the world, then you can get relocation help from me by filling out a form at travelingwithkristen.com/relocation. Next on our list is Cambodia's capital of Phnom Penh. Located along the Mekong River, this city is a hidden gem when it comes to retirement spots. Phnom Penh is one of the most affordable places on our list today, with a cost of living ranging from around $1,300 to $1,800 US. The rental market is really diverse in this area. You'll find everything from luxurious penthouse condos costing thousands of dollars per month to more budget-friendly Western-style apartments and townhouses starting at just around $250. Utilities are also reasonably priced. You can expect to pay as low as $5 per month for cable and $5 or $10 for water. The food scene here is also fantastic, although it's going to be different from other places we've talked about, such as Penang, Phuket, and also Osaka. But like many parts of Southeast Asia, you can get local street food here for just $1, $2, or $3. Or a nicer meal is gonna get you into the double digits, $10, $15, $20. Cambodia is one of the easier places to retire. You can go there with a visa on arrival and renew it every year for an annual fee. And they also have a retirement visa for people who are 55 and older. One of the biggest advantages of choosing Phnom Penh is its location. It's a great base for exploring Cambodia's famous Angkor Wat temples, as well as beautiful beaches. And you're just a short flight away from other Southeast Asian destinations like Bangkok and Bali. Finally, we head to the coastal city of Da Nang, Vietnam. Even with a population of about 1 million people, Da Nang retains a charming small town feel and stands out as one of the cleanest cities in Vietnam. 2 people can live comfortably in Da Nang on a budget of around $1,000 to $2,000 per month, including rent. Electricity could cost you around $50 per month, and you can get cable TV packages from around $5 or $10 per month. Furnished apartments within walking distance of the beach start at less than $400 per month, and you can even buy a condo near the beach starting at $100,000. When it comes to food, Da Nang is one of those places where eating out at restaurants could actually cost you less than cooking at home. So if you're a foodie, this could be a good place for you. You can get local seafood dishes for as low as a few dollars, maybe a banh mi sandwich. And like other areas of Southeast Asia, if you want to have a nice sit-down meal, it can run you from $10 to $20, even $30 if you are eating and drinking a lot. But a top-end meal of imported steak or seafood with drinks won't cost more than $50 per couple. Healthcare in Da Nang has been improving over the years. The city has several high-quality hospitals and clinics such as Huan Mai Da Nang and family medical practice. The quality of care is generally good, but some expats still choose to travel to nearby cities like Ho Chi Minh City for more specialized treatment. Vietnam doesn't have a specific retirement visa, which can be a bit of a downside, but a lot of expats opt for a 3-month visa that can be renewable. There are also business and investor visas available. If you're still exploring your options and you want to see how Asia stacks up to other destinations around the world, then make sure to subscribe and watch this video next so that you can learn the top 10 places to retire this year.